Yes, dear students of ninth standard, nowadays we are discussing about matter around us, Unit 10, which is a chemistry portion in your science book. And before we are going to start new topic, I would like to check your understanding level by asking some questions from the previously learned matter. First question, define matter. Define matter. I think you know answer. Matter is nothing but anything that occupy space and mass. So the substances which occupy space and have mass are called matter. Also you learn in the 8th standard the physical states of matter. What are the physical states of matter? There are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. Solid, for example, stone, pen, chair, like that. Liquid, water, oil, milk. Gas, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, like that. Then in 9th standard you are studying about the classification of matter based on chemical composition. Are you able to say how will you classify the matter on the basis of chemical composition? So there are two types: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are nothing but which contain only one substance, one element. Mixtures are the substance which contain more than one kind of element or particle. More than one kind of element or particle. Then also we learned about the types of mixture. The types of mixture: homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. What is called homogeneous mixture? Homogeneous mixture is nothing but the substances are or the elements are present in uniform composition. That is called homogeneous mixture. Example, sugar and water, water and alcohol, like that. Then what is called heterogeneous mixture? In heterogeneous mixture, the components are non-uniformly present in the mixture. Example, sand and sugar, water and oil, like that. Then next one, also you have learned about atoms and molecule. Atoms and molecule. Atoms are nothing but the smallest unit of element which take part in chemical reaction and may not have independent existence. But molecules are smallest unit and they can exist freely in nature and they retain physical and chemical properties. Next one, and the elements are further classified into 3 types: metal, metalloid and non-metal. Metal example, copper, chromium. Metalloid, boron, silicon. Non-metal, carbon, oxygen, neon. Then what are compounds? What are compounds? Compounds are nothing but the new substances formed by the combination of 2 or more elements. The new substances formed by the combination of 2 or more elements. Example, cane sugar. Cane sugar contain a carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Formula is C12H22O11. Then next see next one, that is the difference between element and compound. Difference between element and compound. It is nothing but element is made up of only one kind of atom, but compound is made up of more than one kind of atom. And element, which is the smallest particle that retain the properties of the atom, but compounds are the smallest particle. Compounds are smallest particle that retain all its properties in a molecule. Then elements cannot be broken down. Elements cannot be broken down into simpler substances, but compounds can be broken down into simpler substances using suitable chemical method. Suitable chemical method. Then mixtures. Mixture is nothing but it is an impure substance. Mixture is an impure substance which contain two or more elements which are combined in any ratio, not in fixed ratio. So mixtures are formed by the combination of two or more different elements, and elements are not combined in a fixed ratio. Then example, sugar and water, air is a mixture, and also the mixture of soil and clay. These are all example for mixture. Then difference between compound and mixture. Difference between compound and mixture. Mixture contain two or more substances, but compound is a single substance. Compound is a single substance. Then mixture, the constituent present in any proportion, but compound, the constituent are present in fixed proportion. And in mixture, the components may be separated by physical method. But in compound, the constituents can be separated only using chemical reaction. Then types of mixture also already we have learned. That is homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is nothing but mixture which components cannot be seen separately. Components cannot be seen separately. That is called a homogeneous mixture. Example, tap water, milk, like that. Then next one, that is heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture, components can be seen separately. Which is called heterogeneous mixture. Example, mixture of soil with iodine, a mixture of sugar and sand. So in these, the components can be seen clearly through our naked eye. So they are called heterogeneous mixture. So now the next topic we are going to study, that is the separation of mixtures. Now we are going to learn. So far we discussed matter already we have learned in the previous class. So 10.3, separation of mixtures. So in the separation of mixtures, you have to understand first what is called a mixture. Mixture is nothing but it contains two or more substances. So among the two or more substances, some useful substances also there, and unwanted substances also there. So the chemists often used some separation method to differentiate or to take out the impurity from useful substance. So there are different methods are there. These methods are based on the properties of the components in the mixture. So based on the components, the physical properties, some methods are given here. You can see that is table 10.3. Table 10.3 illustrate the different methods of separating substances. First one, see types of mixture. Heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous mixture means that mixture contain the components cannot be easily seen through our naked eye. That is called a the components can be easily seen through naked eye. That is called heterogeneous. Example, solid and solid. For example, when rice is mixed with a small stone, So what usually we do the method of hand picking. Using the hand picking method, we can pick out the stone. Also sublimation. That method we are going to study here. Then insoluble solid and liquid. Insoluble solid and liquid. For that we use centrifugation method. Two immersible liquids separating funnels. So the headings given in the red color, which those topics we are going to discuss now. Then the homogeneous mixture, soluble, solid and liquid. Soluble, solid and liquid. For this distillation method is used. Two miscible liquid, fractional distillation method is used. And solution of two or more solids in a liquid, chromatography is used. Chromatography is used. Now see, first method we are going to study, that is sublimation. 10.3.1 sublimation. So in the sublimation it is clearly given, certain solid substance when heated change directly from solid to gas without attaining liquid state. So these vapors are, when cooled, give back the solid substance. So this process is known as sublimation. So you can easily understand, sublimation is nothing but it is the process of converting solid to gas. It is the process of converting solid to gas without attaining the intermediate state, liquid. Example, iodine, camphor, ammonium chloride. Or also we can write in another form, a simple form. Sublimation is a direct change of state from solid to gas. Sublimation is a direct change of state from solid to gas. Example, this iodine, camphor, and you can see the diagram here. See, it is given this type of method is used to separate the volatile substance from non-volatile. Volatile substance from non-volatile. That means the substances having the tendency of evaporating at normal temperature. So we are taking here the mixture of ammonium chloride and sand. Ammonium chloride and sand. See, ammonium chloride is a volatile substance that can sublime, that can be turned to gas, but sand will not turn to gas. So when these two are mixed, means we can use this method of sublimation for separation process. So ammonium chloride sand is taken china dish and covered with the perforated asbestos sheet. Above that a funnel is inverted, and the top of the funnel is covered using the cotton block. Now when you are going to heat, what happens? See, that ammonium chloride will start to sublime, which is going to evaporate into gas, and gases are moved through the holes of the asbestos sheet and going to condense and going to deposit sides of the funnel. Then the non-volatile substance, sand particles are remain in the china dish. So using this method, we can separate volatile substance from non-volatile substance, that is ammonium chloride from sand. Then also the more note is given, see the air freshener we use in the toilets, and mothball we use, camphor we use in the almirah and shelves. These naphthalene balls we use to drive away the moths and some of the other insects. So these are all work based on the principle of sublimation. They directly change from solid to gas. Then next method is centrifugation. 10.3.2 centrifugation. Centrifugation is the process based on the principle of centrifugal force. Centrifugal force already learned. What is called centrifugal force? A force which tends to cause a body to move directly away from a central point. A force which tends to cause a body to move directly away from a central point. So you can see some of the examples that see in the washing machine dryer. The clothes are, the wet clothes are going to be squeezed out using this principle of centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Similarly, in the park and the amusement park, you would have seen that the merry-go-round. So there, the which is going to revolve, and the peoples, those who are sitting in the merry-go-round seats, they feel they are directly move away from the central point. This is also because of centrifugal force. So what is centrifugal force? It causes a body to move directly away from central point. So this is the basic principle of this centrifugation. And see, centrifugation is the process by which a fine insoluble solids from a solid liquid mixture can be separated in a machine called centrifuge. So this is used to separate insoluble, very fine solid substances can be separated from solid liquid mixture. So the machine is called centrifuge. You can see the machine here. This machine also you would have seen in the clinical laboratory. They use the lab they use to separate clinical lab, they use to separate blood cell from blood samples. So when this machine is going to be rotated by centrifugal force, what happens? See, heavier solid particles are settled down, lighter liquid particles are going to move at the top. Then, where under all this type of method is used in the milk dairies to separate cream from milk, in washing machine to squeeze the water from wet cloth, and also in pathological lab to separate blood cell from blood sample. Next, see, solvent extraction. What is the basic principle of this one? See that this method works on the principle of difference in solubility of two immiscible liquid in a suitable solvent. This is the principle. The difference in solubility of two immiscible liquid in a suitable solvent. So when two immiscible means what? Two liquids taken, these two liquids are not going to dissolve in one another. They will not dissolve in one another. That's called immiscible. For example, you can take a mixture of water and oil, kerosene and water, oil and water. They will not going to mix with one another. That solvent extraction method is used in the pharmaceutical and petroleum industries also. Then see the diagram here. Separating funnel is there. When kerosene along with water, kerosene is going to be organic layer which is going to be top of the water, and then water is aqueous layer below the kerosene. Then stopcock is given. When you are going to open the stopcock, the water will be run out from the separating funnel. When all the water droplets are moved out, we can immediately close the stopcock to separate water from kerosene. Then next method is simple distillation process. Simple distillation. So this is a process of combination of evaporation and condensation. So simply it is given distillation, but two processes are there in this: evaporation and condensation. That's why it is given distillation is equal to evaporation plus condensation. Evaporation means on heating, the liquid get evaporate into gas. Condensation means that gaseous substances are cooled to bring out again liquid. So both the processes are combiningly used in this simple distillation method. So distillation is a process of obtaining pure liquid from a solution. It is actually a combination of evaporation and condensation. In this method, a solution is heated in order to vaporize the liquid. The vapors of the liquid on cooling condense into pure liquid. So first to see, the solution is heated to vapor. This is first step. That is called evaporation. Solution is heated to vapor. It is called evaporation. Second, vapors are cooled, condensed into liquid. That is called condensation. That is called condensation. For example, sea water. So some countries, many countries use this type of method to convert sea water into drinking water using the process of distillation. And also see, this method also applicable to separate when two liquids whose boiling point differ more than 25 Kelvin. This method also used to separate the two liquids, the mixture of two liquids whose boiling point differ more than 25 Kelvin. More than 25 Kelvin. Suppose if you take the mixture of alcohol and water. Suppose alcohol and water, these two are miscible liquid, they will dissolve in one another. Suppose these two are obtained. When you are going to use this method, what happens? See, first alcohol is going to be evaporated. That can be condensed, that can be separated from water. So to separate two liquid also this method is usable. Then see the diagram here. See in this the round bottom flask is called distillation flask. That is called distillation flask. In that flask only we are taking that salt water. The mixture is taken and which is closed using one hole rubber car. Through the one hole, thermometer is kept. The thermometer is along by the side of the stem. Then condenser is fitted with the flask. Condenser is fitted. The condenser, what is the work of condenser? The condenser going to convert gas to liquid, vapor to liquid. So the condensed liquid is going to be obtained a separate flask. That is called distillate. So now listen. So the distillation flask is fixed with the water condenser. Thermometer is introduced into the distillation flask through an one-hole stopper. The bulb of the thermometer should be slightly below the side tube. The brackish water is sea water, salt water, to be distilled is taken in the distillation flask and heated for boiling. What happens? See, the pure water vapor passes through the inner tube of the condenser. The vapors are cooled and pure water is obtained. That is called distillate. That is going to be collected in the receiver. Then the salt, which is going to left behind in the flask as a residue. So this method is used to separate. That when the solid substances are dissolved in liquid. When solid substance dissolved in liquid means we can use this method. Also this method is applicable to separate when two liquids having the boiling point difference more than 25 Kelvin. And see next one, that is fractional distillation. That fractional distillation we will see in the next class. So my dear students, you have to go through what under all we revised now. Those topics you have to see again. See, first we learned about the separation of mixtures. So in the separation of mixtures, it is a method to differentiate useful substance from unwanted material. It is a method to differentiate useful substance from unwanted material. And there are different methods are there based on their properties. First one, sublimation. Sublimation is nothing but that is the process of converting solid to gas. Then here one example is given in your book, that is sublimation of ammonium chloride and sand. Ammonium chloride is a volatile substance that can be sublimed and sand particles are remain in the China deal. The next one, see, There are methods are given here: sublimation, centrifugation. So all this method we are going to learn in this lesson. Next, see centrifugation. This is based on the principle of centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. So the fine insoluble solids can be separated from solid liquid mixture. Solid liquid mixture using the principle of centrifugal force. The machine is called centrifuge. The machine is called centrifuge. And this is used in the dairies and washing machine, also in the pathological lab. Then solvent extraction. This method used to separate two immiscible liquids. Two immiscible liquids. Two immiscible liquids. Example, mixture of water and oil. Then next one, that is simple distillation. This method is used to obtain pure liquid from a solution. This is a combination of evaporation and condensation. Evaporation and condensation. For example, how to separate the dissolved salt from seawater. How to separate dissolved salt from seawater to get pure drinking water. Also, this method is used to separate two miscible liquids having the boiling point difference more than 25 Kelvin. So, my dear students, up to this you have to learn thoroughly and note down in your classwork, and don't waste the time. The next topic, that is fractional distillation, remaining chromatography, vapor chromatography, all these are there. We will see the remaining portion in the next session. Till that, be safe at home and prepare well. Don't waste the time. Thank you. God bless you.